Welcome to the Interpreting Wine Hospitality podcast. I am, of course, your host and podcast founder, Lawrence Francis. Welcoming you to this, my London Mezcal Week series. The series features brand ambassadors, authors, bar owners, and producers, and is the most comprehensive coverage I've ever given to a drinks category. And I think given the important time we're at in the evolution of mezcal, covers lots of the issues as well as lots of the great taste to be found within. So here we go, today's episode of the London Mezcal Week series. Today's episode of the podcast features Roberto Artusio and Cristian Bugiada of La Punta Expendio de Agave. Flying in specially from Rome for the London Mezcal Week, we hear their origin story and an insight into their depth of knowledge about mezcal and Mexico. We get a virtual tour of the La Punta bar, and they discuss food pairings with mezcal. Enjoy.
My name is Roberto Artusio.
We start traveling to Mexico like about 2014. We just went there the first time to see... What?
Non hai presentato La Punta.
Yeah, oh,
Okay.
No problem. We went the first time there just to see what's going on and how the spirits are made. And there we found our project that is called La Punta Expendio de Agave. And we were exactly on a pickup going up to a mountain after 3 hours of no way, very particularly street to drive. And in this pickup we say, hey, why we don't just create something to make the people understand the spirits in Italy, where like at the time was completely unknown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after that we start to traveling every year, like 3 months per year, sometimes more. And we really fall in love with Mexico, the culture, the spirit. And we start to traveling from Jalisco, Oaxaca, and then we traveling everywhere from north to south. We already visit like 29 different regions in Mexico. And Mexico is only 31 regions, imagine. We visit everything for learn about the Mexican culture, the food, and for growing our project La Punta.
In 2016, after 2 years traveling, we decided to open our place in Rome, in a very whole district. It's called Trastevere. It's in the middle of the town. It's full of bars and restaurants. In a very quiet avenue, we want to open this restaurant and bar that has Mexican food and a selection of more or less, now we have like 600 different agave spirits in the bar. So we have mezcal, but we have others like tequila or raicilla, bacanora, some outsiders, Mexican spirits like sotol and posh, which from Chiapas, Tucci, Tusca, all of the micro productions, amazing micro production from agave that you can find when you go in the villages, in the small villages, and you talk with the families.
No, what is interesting is we bring everything from Mexico. We build the La Punta. We want to the people have the same experience we did in Mexico in our bar. This is because not all the people is possible to have this experience. It's not easy to go in some place, to drive out of road for 4 hours and where to visit a small family. Normally the people went to Mexico they go in a commercial place like Cancun, Tulum. The people really don't know about the Mexican culture, about the arts, about the food, about the spirits, and we bring all experience, all the detail we found in this place, and we put in our bar for give this experience at the customer.
Another interesting things of our projects, I think, is one of the biggest goal for an activity like that, for the bar, that we don't serve any other kind of spirits. So you come in the bar, you want a gin tonic, we don't serve it, or a vodka, something. We don't have whiskey. Because the versatility of these spirits let us propose something interesting instead what I mentioned it before. So that's a very big challenge for a bar, because so many people are very chained with what they love to drink. So they want a gin tonic, and they come in the bar and say, "Can I have a gin tonic?" "No, try this or that one." And at the end, you find that the people loves to discover new things and drinking new spirits that they didn't know before.
And I think, it's nothing to do with the fact that it's lunchtime and I'm getting a bit hungry, but I'm super interested just to make the link through to the food, because I think, a lot of my listeners, they are wine people, they're sommeliers, they like to think about food pairings and these sorts of things. And, I'm just super curious to understand, what does the food offering look like in the center of Rome, and guys that obviously have gone to the country, understand the culture, is trying to bring some of that back. I think we get a strong sense of how that looks like on the drink side of things. How does that look like on the food side of things?
Okay, if we're talking about the food, Mexican food is like world patrimony, human untouchable patrimony. So that's
UNESCO.
From UNESCO. So that's very important. But if you talk about Mexican food in Italy, maybe Roberto knows also better than me, because he has like 10 years more. So when he went out in the middle of the 90s, it was just a young boy going out and maybe going to the restaurants. And a Mexican restaurant in that period was 100% a Tex-Mex restaurant. Am I right?
Normally it's yes, Tex-Mex food. Normally is the idea of the Mexican food is the idea in they comparing the food in the north, but in our research we want to open the door for all the type of food is possible to find in Mexico, because the people sometimes they don't know, but it's possible to eat really different food from different region, from north to south. And we are really concentrated about the food from the south, from Oaxaca, but we continue to do a big research about the food. We bring our chef for make a good investigation and to learn new plates, new traditional food. And we want to bring this style of food in our restaurant, because when I start to travel, it's not too easy to find this. Only if you go to in Mexico, not around in Europe and Italy.
Yeah, another detail, very very important, that I think is another goal for our restaurant and bar. Mexican food, as Roberto says, is when you say Mexican food, doesn't mean literally nothing. Just it should be so many different things. We try to make our contemporary Mexican food. Why? Because it's 2019 now, so we're following old recipes, but we bring it in our days. And because we are sure that after 5 years of investigation and study, that is quite impossible to bring in 100% traditional Mexican food outside from Mexico, because it's like making my grandma ragu, Italian ragu, in the other side of the world. It would be something wrong, because my grandma would need some specific ingredient local, and that's the first reason. Like, so many ingredients are very hard to find, so we need to substitute and studying more to bring the best quality products, or just try to find in Italy the best quality substitute product. Anyway, we're just adding new touches, I think, in our food, so it's interesting. And we have a pairing program, like any food you take. Our waitress and our bartender are very able to give you some tips about what to drink, like, and usually something pure, like neat.
Aspetta, non stavo ascoltando.
And
that's fine.
So
rather than cocktails, for example.
Yeah, also, if you want to drink cocktails, for sure we're gonna find the right cocktail. But when you're eating, just if you want to drink a cocktail while you're eating, for sure, or 90% of the times, we're gonna serve you some classic drinks that maybe are not very common in Italy. It's like I'm talking about for the classic Paloma drink, which not so many people know around, but we just want people know what. Just we created a day in the 22nd of May, and Roberto personally did the international first Paloma Day with the Vesper Bar in Amsterdam, because we want people know classic things. That another things I didn't say, maybe is important for this interview, that from the 28th of April 2018, me and Roberto the only two officials ambassador in Italy, and this role from CRM, the Consejo Regulador de Mezcal, is today just for 5 or 6 people all around the world. Outside Mexico, I mean, because
the Mexican people is natural ambassador, no? They don't need this, but for our research, the CRM recognize us for like ambassador, because we really did a big research, big investigation about all the detail of the production, but more deep, we are really in the culture of the Mexican people. We live with the producer, we sleep in the distillery and in the jungle, everywhere, and we really don't know about the products, and we want to help the category to grow in. No? When we talk about the food pairing, and I have a little dream. No, I like cocktail. I'm owner of the cocktail bar. I'm owner of the La Punta. But in my dream, in La Punta, the people come, have a beer and drink mezcal or agave spirits, and that's it. This is and have a food. Because when we think about the agave spirits, we think about the wine. No? It's really similar. It's possible to find a lot of different type of the agave, a lot of different type of the production, and it's possible to compare it to the wine, and it's really easy to make a food pairing from food and just straight agave spirits, 100%.
Thank you so much to Roberto and Cristian. Really great to get a flavour of the La Punta experience, and I'm sure a must-visit venue when in Rome. Do be sure to check out the website and main social media handles for La Punta below. If you're enjoying the series so far, do head over to interpretingwine.com/review to leave a comment and review for the podcast. This will help more people find the podcast and spread the word wider, and we much appreciate it. And next time on the London Mezcal Week series in episode 321, I'll be sitting down with Romain Yoé of Del Maguey Single Village Mezcal. See you then.